Hello, all, and welcome to this afternoon's final bourbon whiskey comparison review of the series of three that I said I was going to be doing. And I'm going to dub this one the unintentional quiff hairdo review because when I turned on my camera, I didn't realize that my hair looked like this. It just kind of formed this shape naturally. It kind of looked like, I don't know, Morrissey's mestizo, clone or something, something like that. Morrissey from the Smiths, and I guess that's fitting because I am also paralyzingly depressed. Nah, just kidding. No, actually, not kidding. Yeah. All right. So, what are we going to be comparing today? Old Tub versus Bullet Bourbon. And kind of interesting is these two. So, Bullet 90 proof, Old Tub 100 proof. These are the winners of the two previous comparison reviews, and I'm kind of looking forward to putting them head to head. So we're just going to be pouring it out right now. I guess it's telling, you know. I didn't consciously plan it like this, but if you kind of notice, I have been drinking the Bullet Bourbon and the Old Tub because I enjoy it. And that is important, I guess. Okay, just checking to make sure it's fairly equal. Smells wonderful. Okay. Just a touch more of the Bullet. Just a little drip more. There we go. Actually, a little bit more. I'm just trying to get equal amounts here. That's all. Yeah. So this is all I'm drinking this evening, too, so don't worry about it. 2 Glencairns is nothing. So, this is the Old Tub. This is the Bullet. Coloration-wise, well, it doesn't really show up on camera, but both of them, of course, a golden amber color. I'd say the Old Tub here is slightly lighter in coloration. Legs, legging. It's much thicker and holds up much longer on the Old Tub. Of course, now, nosing. Of course, that nice peanut butter brickle. Nuttiness, vanilla, woodsiness, spice. Bullet. Much more tangy. Bit more orange notes there. Barrel. Vanilla. This is, I would say that the Bullet is brighter in smell, whereas this has a much more mellow, smoother contour towards the nose. Sipping water. Onto the old tub. The palette now, shall we? I'm not going to go too deep into like the various notes because you guys have already seen it in the past two videos. So, this is really like finding which one I enjoy more. Buttery smoothness in the front, kind of transitions to a more nuttiness in the mids, along with some oak barrel notes. Hints of spice, but in the nose, mostly that nuttiness and butteriness. All in all, quite a bit of alcohol heat, but other than the alcohol heat, very smooth tasting. Um, there's no real sharp edges to the taste other than that alcohol heat. Spice level is just fine. Okay, time to clear the palate. Huh. So much more fruity. Up front, I just had like a brief flash of almost like apple, baked apple. Which transitions into a much heartier spice and barrel taste in the mid to finish. And almost like a peppermint aspect in the long finish. Almost like there's a slight tannic note in the mids to finish as well. Okay, back to the old tub. Yeah, there's a real stark contrast here in between the two flavor profiles. There's no way you could ever confuse the two of them. Oddly enough, even though the old tub is higher proof, it seems to go down just a bit more smoothly than the Bullet. And I think maybe that might be a little bit more psychological because I really like the taste notes that we have here in the old tub. Excuse me. Back to the Bulliet. Yeah, the bigger spice, that bigger, kind of peppermint edge to it. Also, also too, there's a bit of orange there in front to mids. You know, all in all, more sharp taste notes. Yeah, this is a bourbon. You know, there's nothing bad about it. It's not like the bottom shelf plastic cap bourbons. But at the same time, with Bullet, there's you know not too much to write home about. At least in this expression of it. I've heard that the ones that have been aged longer definitely have more to recommend them. I haven't tried them, but I've heard it. Back to the old tub. Yeah, even though this is 5% more alcoholic than the Bullet, it's just starting to feel less, less of a burn, just because of that nice butteriness up front. You know, no real edges, none of that kind of stuff. And unlike the other reviews where I kind of had to like sit there and think about it for a bit about which one I liked best, Old Tub wins. Pretty good for a sub $30 bottle, I'd have to say. Up there with 1792, I'd say. 1792 and Elijah Wood. You know, good, cheap, sub $30 bourbon, sub $30 bourbon bottles that offer a pretty decent, tipple. And I would say that Buffalo Trace would also be in that category too. But good luck finding Buffalo Trace nowadays for under $30. Back when I first started doing reviews, yes, they were under $30, but not anymore. you know. So yeah, Old Tub goes into that category of like Elijah Craig in 1792. You got a pretty darn good bourbon whiskey there at a reasonable price point. Don't expect it to be amazing, but do expect it to be a nice sipper, neat, or great for mixing as well. In this case, I would definitely go with things that more emphasize like the oily, buttery aspects of it. I wouldn't use Old Tub with with like a bitters or something like that. Um, Bullet, yeah, 100%. I think like if you went and did like a couple shakes of like Angostura bitters in there, Great. In fact, I might do that right after this video. Where was I going? Where was I going? Always on an empty stomach, friends. Always on an empty stomach. So yeah, Old Tub wins this one. Again, this is highly subjective. This is me really approaching it and seeing which one I like, how it presents itself and how it tastes. To me, it is the one that I have enjoyed the most, as you can see from the level of this bottle. And it's one, it was kind of rough on me the first time I had it, for my pre-tasting, but it's one that has really grown on me, whereas I have to go and say, like, the High West one has not grown on me at all. It's like every time I drink it, it's like, yeah, orange curacao, orange curacao, orange curacao. This one will grow on you, maybe, if you're like me. And I guess I should wrap it up now, because it's already 5:30. Like I said, finally, I'm going on hiatus for a variety of reasons. This will likely last a week or two at the minimum, or a month at the maximum, unless something really dramatic happens, either to myself or in the world outside. Because dramatic things seem to happen a lot nowadays. It seems like more history has happened in like the last 2 years than happened my entire life from the 90s. Like there was like this part where the Soviet Union fell to like the World Trade Centers. What happened at the World Trade Centers, that area of the 90s, nothing happened. And it was wonderful, folks. It was absolutely wonderful. I am 100% glad and happy that that was the time that my teenage years were at. Because everything since has been, since 2001, yeah, 2000s were a bit trying. 2010s, things kind of calmed down a bit. Then the culture wars started heating up. And then finally 2020 came, and COVID, and then the shit hit the fan. And it's just been Mr. Bones' wild ride ever since. And I just want to get off, but I can't get off. And yeah, I'm probably explaining some of the main reasons why I'm taking a brief hiatus. Yeah, hiatus from alcohol, hiatus from work, hiatus from the internet, hiatus. I just want to stare at chickens and trees and flowers and whatnot. Read some good books, old books, not recent books. And I just want a vacation from the current year. And yeah, the review ended a few minutes ago, folks. If you're still here, thank you. If you're a real friend or family member, real friend or family member. And that, folks, was your whiskey comparison review for this afternoon. Cheers.